Welcome to another tutorial by webnewbie.com. Today's tutorial we are going to cover something that I've had a lot of questions about recently. Pretty good question. After you create your website in Photoshop and slice it up into slices and put it into Dreamweaver, how do you edit those images and get them to do what you want them to do without disappearing in Dreamweaver and getting all screwed up? In order to do this, we've started in Photoshop here. I've just got a couple buttons up on top with a little logo, CCNA questions, and I've already sliced them up, as you can see. And what we're going to do is change one of these buttons. And let me drop this down really quick to show you my Dreamweaver. We'll open it up down here. Under Dreamweaver, I've got that same website. Here's the buttons on top again. Here's the CCNA questions. What we're going to do at first is we want to change this button from CCNA jobs. We're going to change it to, say, something else on there. So we're going to go back into my Photoshop. In order to do any editing in these images, you have to go into Photoshop to edit them first. Now, keep in mind that when you are creating your website in Photoshop, and you're making your slices, and you're planning to use these slices as a set area, you don't want to change the slice sizes anytime. These are going to be set. So for instance, right now I've got home, practice exams, video archive, CCNA jobs, and maybe another button here at the end. I don't plan on changing the slice sizes at any time ever during this website, and if I do, it's going to be a lot of work to get them changed, because I'm going to have to go back into each individual page, take these and resize everything. So when you're creating your website, I usually slice everything in different sections here. Like for instance, this top piece right here, I've sliced out just the buttons and the logo. The logo size should never change, on your website unless you're changing your whole design. Maybe if you want to add a button here or change the size of these buttons, that might be the only thing that changes on here, and it does take a little bit of work. But try and make it to where it's just stable and you're not trying to change any different sizes. Just keep it normal. Changing different letters and stuff, and changing where the logo is located and the colors, that's all really easy to do with changing these slices. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the CCNA jobs here. Let me go ahead and get my text tool here on the left hand side. I'm going to highlight CCNA jobs, and we're going to make it say, we'll just make it say different, because it's different. I'm going to click the checkbox up there, and now that it says different, I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Save for Web and Devices, like I normally would, and I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I've already got a folder out there that it's going to go to. I'm going to save it as images only. I don't need the HTML for it because I've already got that done. I just need images for it, so images only. I'm going to click Save, and it's going to ask me to replace all this because I've already got a folder out there. Let me minimize these really quick and I'll get to that folder. Now, what you guys are probably doing a lot of times, this is what I see, and I did this at first when I first started doing this. Notice the name. I changed the name here to different, but the actual title name of this image right here is CCNA jobs still. Here's my original folder. Well, every time you export these images out, you want to export them to your original folder where your images are located. Otherwise, it's not going to replace the image. It's just going to be sitting somewhere, and you're not going to know where it is. You need to make sure that it's replacing the image, the original image that you're trying to change. Notice that this one says CCNA-jobs as well. So right now, if I were to transfer this over, I could just move it over and replace it, and everything would be okay. But what a lot of people like to do, which I'm going to show you right here, because this might be happening to you, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to change it to, say, different. Because, of course, when it says something on here, we want to title it as kind of what it says. So now I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to copy it over there. And I'm just going to delete this CCNA jobs, because a lot of times, let's say you didn't change it in your first folder, you automatically send it to this, but you save it as different, and you move and replace this. So this would be gone. So we're going to delete that. Yes, I want to delete that and send it to the recycle bin. Now we're thinking, well, this button's done right here. Okay, I can go back into my Dreamweaver and everything's okay. Well, if I go to my Dreamweaver right now, we're going to be missing a button. Notice how it's missing here. It's because I changed the name of it. Right now, this button right here is looking for ccna-jobs.png. That's what it's looking for. It can't find it anymore because I deleted it. Because now it's different.png. So I can just delete that. I'll go to my images here. I'll grab my different, which is right here. Drag and drop it in. We don't care about alternate text right now. Now it's in there. The easier and simpler way to do that, I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm not going to save it. And then I'll reopen this because because the image isn't even there, it's still not going to work. Let me go back in to my Photoshop, and I'm going to File, Save it to my desktop just one more time. Yes, replace. Minimize that. Now it says CCNA Jobs again. I'm going to drag that over. I'm going to delete this different. Go back into my Dreamweaver. Go to my images. Refresh it. Now it says ccnajobs.png. Drag that into my spot here. Put some alternate text. It says different there again. Now, the easiest way to do this, I'm going to change this back to CCNA Jobs now. Now, you've noticed that how it disappears, how you lose your image is when you change the name of it, because this original image right here is trying to find that original name. But if you change it, it's not going to be able to find it, and so it's not going to do what you want it to do. So I'm going to change this back to CCNA Jobs, and I'm going to make it so it just changes automatically, and we won't have to deal with a missing image. I'm going to go back to my Photoshop here. Going to highlight different. Type in CCNA Jobs. Checkbox that. Go to File. Save for Web. Save it. Onto my desktop. Images only. Click Replace. Minimize. Minimize. Now watch this. Right now it says CCNA Jobs here, but CCNA Jobs is also on the button. CCNA Jobs here, but different is on the button. So I'm going to drag, I'm going to drop that in, and it's going to ask me to replace it. I'm going to move and replace it. So now the CCNA Jobs is in there. I'm going to go back to my Dreamweaver, and now it says CCNA Jobs right there. It automatically changed it because this image location was looking for that ccnajobs.png and it found it. It's not titled different.png and it's still located in here. So it found it and now it has replaced it smoothly. That is kind of in a nutshell how you change your images from your sliced website. It gets kind of difficult because when you slice out your website in Photoshop or in Illustrator or something like that, and you have your slices all sized up and ready to go, if you change your slice size, if you change your image name, it's going to really screw you up. So you got to be very careful. Just remember that whatever image is in this location here has got to be trying to find the image in this location here. And if you change the name of it in here, or you change the name of it in here, they're not going to associate back and forth together. So if you go into your Photoshop, you can change your colors, you can change your names, you can change your backgrounds, you can change the location of your lettering, but no matter what, your slice sizes are always going to be the same. Unless you change the slice sizes, it's all going to change in your Dreamweaver here, and you're going to have to readjust everything from the start. It gets kind of tedious, but that's just the way it works, you know, if you want to do it this way. Anyway, I hope that helped. If you got any more questions, just drop me a line and I'll make another video for you, or I'll send you an email with some answers. Thanks a lot. Go ahead and watch the rest of our Web Newbie, and I will talk to you later.